and show people where we are, and then we'll head inside. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Andrew Kircher here from Port Huron Museums. We've got a very special treat for all of you today. We're going to go in a building that before today I had never been in, and we're going to talk a little bit about Chris-Craft. So I want to flip the camera around pretty early right here and show you guys where we are. So right here at the corner of Pine and Military. So we're looking, of course, down that way is you've got, the Harrington. We're looking the Raven over this way, off the Supply up this way, and the old Times Herald building. And I've got a couple of very special guests here and a really cool building that we're going to take a look at the inside and talk a little bit about. All right, so say hello to everyone, guys. So we've got I'll let you guys kind of introduce yourself and your roles here a little bit.
David Wharton. I manage this building for Mr. Walker here.
All right, and
I'm Mark Walker. My brother and I bought this building a few years ago and transformed part of it into what we call the mill room and kind of boat building and restoration and woodworking shop.
Yeah, so it's a really cool building. I got to see a little sneak peek, and I thought it'd be really cool to go through. I know a lot of people really like the mural. I love it. I love seeing public art like this, and it's hot outside, so maybe we should let's head inside. How fun will this be?
And this we're heading into what used to be the press room, where all the presses were for the Times Herald, and they were here when we bought the building, but they tore them out, and it's a cool space.
Yeah, it's a very cool space. You really feel it. Like one or two steps in, it's much more comfortable. So this is the room we were talking where the actual presses were located when the Times Herald was still published here in town. But today, the mill room. So I think a lot of people might not have heard of the mill room. So you want to give us maybe a little bit of an overview, kind of what's your idea and thinking behind this? Because it's a pretty cool concept, I think.
Yeah, it is. It's fun. So to begin with, I'm nautically disturbed. Jerry Kramer started a club called the ND Club, the Nautically Disturbed Club, and I've taken that to heart. So I've got several antique boats, and anything to do with boats, I'm in. So what we did is we transformed the space that you see out here that used to be just a storage facility, and we transformed it. We bought a shop from a gentleman up in Manistee who retired and bought his shop down here, Dan Dannenberg, and he wrote the book on how to restore antique boats. And we bought his shop when he retired, brought it down here, set it up, and now we've got a complete woodworking shop, boat restoration shop. And our goal is to try to introduce young children, the young men and women into the woodworking and boat building ideas.
Yeah, because there's a lot of specialty equipment you probably don't have maybe lying around your own house if it's something you thought you might want to experiment with.
There is, and it's how many we see ourselves, how many kids are out there that are great with their hands but don't know it because they've never tried it. And we'd like to introduce them to at least give it a try. So we've got a kayak class going on with some adults right now that's a lot of fun. And then we've got some woodworking classes that Dave's been spearheading.
We're going to get that up and running in July.
Cool. Well, and what a great region for that, right? I mean, one of the things I've always read is that St. Clair County has the highest per capita boat registration of anywhere in the United States. Everybody here has a boat, a connection to the water. So
well, and you're right, and next weekend, not this weekend, coming up the following weekend, the ABCS, the Michigan chapter of ACBS, Antique and Classic Boat Society, is having their boat show in Algonac, and it's celebrating the 100th anniversary of Chris-Craft. So it's a huge show. Everybody should get to Algonac and look at it. It's just going to be fantastic. It's kind of sold out as far as the boaters, but it's open to the public. It's free, and really a fantastic show that they're putting on.
I saw you might be even able to go for a boat ride.
Yep, there's free boat rides and a lot of activities going on down there. So I'd encourage people to go down. But to your point, recreational boating really started in our area along this St. Clair River and down in Algonac with Chris Craft. That's really where recreational boating started.
So why don't we take a look inside here? Because I know there's also some really cool posters on the wall. If that
Dave, you
works.
take them in. And
All right. I like the tracks here,
This is the
built
old rail system
right into the floor.
for the reams of paper to move them to get them in and out of the press.
That makes sense.
They weighed about 2 tons a ream.
So we've got
Tool crib here,
with a nice Chris Craft
With a nice
sign
Chris
right
Craft.
up there.
up above. First aid for safety,
Always important.
always important.
And lots of
These
looks
are
like
vintage motors. So these are Chris Craft. What would those be? 20s, 30s?
Yeah, I'm not sure to be honest with you, but
a couple different
Couple
vintages.
different vintages.
somebody asks
Looks
me
like.
what kind of motor you have, I usually tell them blue. That's my expertise in the engine.
That
These
works.
The kayaks we have going on, they're kind of in different stages of completeness, but they're kind of coming in as they can work on them.
They look
This
gorgeous.
is a strip deck.
They are really cool.
So it's a little different look, but it's stitch and glue construction. Or
Can we turn this one
Yeah,
over?
we can turn this one over. So this one he's working on getting his fiberglass on the bottom done.
Oh wow, that is
Chris Beck's,
Yes.
a gorgeous looking
isn't it?
This is
Craft
walnut
there.
pine strip deck and mahogany ply lower.
Wow. So it looks like we got storage for all sorts of
Lots
materials.
of mahogany. This we got when we bought out the shop from Mr. Dannenberg, who again literally wrote the book. You can go find it on Amazon for a hefty
How to
fee.
restore antique boats,
Yep.
right?
Yes.
So, and we were talking earlier, I know it's a woodworking shop. See, I do a little bit of work with metal. So usually, you get one clamp and then it's spot a weld. But here you got glue and things like that. So lots and lots of
Never had
clamps.
Too many clamps.
And even a system we talked earlier up here. I think that's
We have
really
a
handy to
gantry
have.
system, so you can lift the boat up off the ground. You can paint the bottom. You can move it on a trailer if you have to, and you can take it up into the room upstairs for finishing. So it'll be a little more of a clean environment. That way you don't get the dust particles when you're trying to get a nice smooth finish.
And really, those are the pioneers up there.
Yeah, up there on the wall.
All from our area.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people have heard of maybe Garwood at Chris Smith, and these guys. You were saying, this really is kind of the birth of recreational boating.
It really is. It really is.
And they used to do the speed records down in the river.
Just like
British builders would come over and they would do competitions. There'd be the Miss Detroits. And they
Miss
would go-
Pepsi, I know, is on display down in at the Dawson Museum on Belle Isle. So yeah, and it's something we still have today. They still have the powerboat races, which kind of is a nice connection to this lineage.
It's a rich history of boating in our area, and sometimes it's underappreciated, but it's just the history along that St. Clair River and boating, and the speed records that were broken and everything else is just amazing. And you'll be able to see it all down. Miss America 10 will be down at the
Really?
Algonac Boat Show celebrating that. So it really is.
I think that one's powered by some Packard engines, if I recall. So, and it's probably all a coincidence that everyone got into building these very fast boats right here on the border with Canada in the 1920s in the middle of Prohibition, right?
Probably no connection.
No connection there. I read a great quote from a treasury agent who was assigned to this area, and he said that God could have designed a better river for rum smuggling, but he never did. So yeah, these guys are. So Chris Smith goes back, founder of Chris Craft, obviously 100 years old, but he was making boats a little bit before then, from what I understand.
He started off with duck boats and building them for himself, and then for his friends, and then he got into a little bit of motor boats, and then it was a race for speed. It was all about speed. If you go back to the old magazines, and we have a lot of them that we've found, and it's just all about speed for every class of boat and all the engines and stuff. So it's a rich, as I said, a rich history, and you can see the.
Yeah, we kind of associate them. We were talking a little bit that Chris Craft still kind of exists. They actually are owned by Winnebago today, and they don't have the exact same wooden boats, but it's that wooden boat that they're really kind of known for and famous for.
Correct.
So yeah, so all of this are some of the things that we can learn about down in Elginak. And what's the best way to maybe find out more information about that? If somebody wants to find out exact times or...
Yep, good question. So if they go to the ACPS Michigan chapter, go to their website, all the information is on there. And they have a Facebook page as well. I'm not a Facebook user, so I'm not...
Well, you've got fans on here. Sue McDonald says hello. Okay. So we've got quite a few people watching, and they're fans. So you may not even be on there, but people are. So they can check that out.
Well, that's great. So we're excited about it. We're excited about this shop. We're excited about what we're doing, but we're also excited about the...
And what's the best way to find out more about the shop? If people want to come maybe follow along or hear about an upcoming class or program? So still kind of in the works?
Yep, our website isn't up and running yet. It's getting close, but it's not live just yet. So there'll be stuff coming out, and we'll have our own Facebook page too with that. But it's we're just kind of getting that going right now.
And we'll be sure to share that on the museum page as soon as we get that.
Awesome.
We'd love to promote this and this kind of interest in history. And I'll bet maybe a closer up. A couple of people are looking at the poster here. This is a great cross section. It looks like, or looks like a top-down or bottom-up view.
Yeah, it's all
top down. All the terminology.
They always have a different word for everything in the nautical world, right? So certainly a pretty fun and interesting hobby, and I think this is just wonderful, the chance to get people in and give them a chance to get their hands on, to try out.
If anybody wants to come down and take a look at the shop, they're welcome to do it. Just give David a call, and they'll get them in. They can take a look at it themselves. So we'd love people to see it.
All right, so well, there you have it. Again, a wonderful gem right here that I think a lot more people are going to be finding out more about in the very near future, right here in the middle of the city. We're right here at kind of the south end of what was the old Time Sterile building, of course, right next to now where Michigan Mutual is. And you heard all about that upcoming boat show down in Elginak. It's something we're really excited about. I know I'm hoping to get a chance to go down, check that out. If I'm able to get down that way and conditions are good, I'll try and bring some live information from that. But check it out, some really cool local history. So enjoy that on this very hot day. Maybe you're lucky enough to be out on one of these Chris Craft yourself, out in the water. This would be a great day for it. So until next time, here's some more history from your own backyard.